Hello, I am Mrs. Anjali Nadagada, Department of Chemistry, KLS Gokte PU College, Science Section. In our last class, we have studied about conductors and their types, factors on which conductance depends, then electrolytes and their types, etc. So today we are going to study few more terms under the heading Conductance of Electrolytic Solution. As the topic name is electrochemistry, we are going to study in detail about the electrolytic solutions. So what are electrolytes and non-electrolytes? That already we have studied. Let us come to the new term, that is conductance. There are two terms on the same screen, you can observe it, that is conductance and resistance, which are exactly opposite terms. So what is meant by conductance? The property of a material that allows the movement of electric current is called conductance, that is flow of current or flow of electrons. Or we can write one more definition as the reciprocal of resistance is called conductance. So this can be mathematically given as capital G is equal to 1 by R, where R is resistance. Capital R is resistance. So what is the unit of SI unit of conductance? It is per ohm, which is symbolically it can be given as per ohm, or it is also called as mho, or one more name is Siemens or Simon. You can pronounce it as you want because it is the scientist's name. So Siemens or Simon, it is written as capital S. If you write small s, it is considered as second, that is time. So please write capital S. Now what is resistance then? Resist means to oppose. So opposition for the flow of current is called as resistance. So SI unit is exactly opposite, that is ohm. So SI unit of resistance is ohm and that to conductance is per ohm. So resistance can be measured with the help of a Wheatstone bridge, and which you will study in detail in physics, or if you want in textbook it is given in detail, but for theory exam it is not required in detail, that is Wheatstone bridge is not required. How to measure resistance is not required. So once again, what is conductance? The property of a material that allows the movement of electric current is called conductance, which is given by capital G. And what is resistance? Opposition for the flow of current. Next one is resistivity, or which is also called as specific resistance. Now, why the two names are given? Because in earlier syllabus, it was specific resistance was given. And now the terms in our textbook, it is given as resistivity. So, what is this resistivity? Electrical resistance of any object is directly proportional to its length. Means which object we are taking, length of that object. Then inversely proportional to its area of cross section, that is capital A. So mathematically it is given as R is directly proportional to L, that is length, and inversely proportional, that is 1 by A is area of cross section. Then what is R? If we remove this proportionality sign, we should take a constant. Now this constant is considered as rho. So rho, now this symbol is little bit changed. I will show you what is the proper symbol here. The proper symbol is like this, rho. So this should come here, rho into L divided by A, which is also called as the proportionality constant, or this proportionality constant is also called as resistivity or specific resistance. So please make the change, or you can refer the textbook to see the symbol. The symbol should be like this. Okay, yes. Now resistivity, how it can be defined then? Resistivity for a substance is defined as the resistance of the substance when it is 1 meter long, means distance it should be 1 meter, or length of the object should be 1 meter, and its area of cross section is 1 square meter. 1 square meter. So what are the SI units then? SI unit is ohm meter. Ohm is the unit of resistance and meter is the unit of length. So ohm meter is the resistivity. Or it is also one more unit is ohm centimeter. Then the relation between meter and centimeter is given. 1 ohm meter is equal to 100 ohm centimeter, or in terms of centimeter, 1 ohm centimeter is equal to 0.01 ohm meter. Now these relations are required in solving the problems. So what is resistivity is? Resistivity for a substance is defined as the resistance of the substance, that is capacity to oppose the flow of current, when it is 1 meter long and its area of cross section is 1 square meter. Now what is conductivity then? That is, which is also called as specific conductance, and it is given by small k. So inverse or reciprocal of resistivity called as conductivity. Just like conductance and resistance, resistivity and conductivity, these two are opposite terms. So we have, what is the equation then? G is equal to 1 by R. Therefore R is nothing but what? R is nothing but rho into L by A. So 1 upon R is nothing but what? G is equal to 1 by R. What is R is equal to? R is equal to L by A into rho. So rho into L by A is R. So when we take it opposite of this, then A will come up and rho into L will come here in the denominator. So now this 1 upon rho is considered as K, that is kappa, which is also called as a constant, that is specific conductance. So what is the definition then? It is the conductance of electrolytic solution. Conductance of electrolytic solution, that is capacity to flow of current, or for the moment of electric current, placed between two electrodes of length 1 meter apart. How much should be the distance between the two electrodes? 1 meter, and area of cross section is 1 square meter. Please go through the two definitions of resistivity and conductivity. In resistivity, the word used is resistance, and in conductivity, the word is used as conductance. Okay. So one more definition we can give it directly as the conductance of 1 meter cube of electrolytic solution. Now what is 1 meter cube? Is length 1 meter and area of cross section is 1 square meter. So both are multiplied, that is nothing but 1 meter cube of electrolytic solution is called conductivity. So what is SI unit of conductivity? It is Simon per meter or Simon per centimeter. Again the relation is given 1 Simon per centimeter is equal to 100 Simon per meter. Now conductivity decreases with dilution, means when we dilute the solution, electrolytic solution, conductivity always decreases. Why? Because as the dilution increases, the total number of ions per meter cube of a solution decreases. As concentration decreases, number of ions also decreases, and hence conductivity decreases, means capacity to flow the current decreases. Now, the conductivity of a solution of different electrolytes in the same solvent and at a given temperature differs due to charge and size of the ions in which they dissociate. Means how much charge they give and what is the size of the ions. The concentration of ions or ease with which the ions move, means how easily the ions move under a potential gradient, which is potential gradient or potential difference, means applied voltage. So it is become necessary to define a physically more meaningful quantity that is called as molar conductivity. So if we take the electrolytic solution as 1 mole, whichever may be the electrolyte, if we keep the quantity same, we can measure its conductivity very easily. And hence we have to study the new term, that is molar conductivity, or which is also called as molar conductance. Now it is denoted by lambda. Now you may think that already you have seen one symbol of lambda as like this, okay, but here the symbol is little bit different. You can just see the symbol is like cap, right? The symbol is like cap. So it is again pronounced as lambda only. So what is molar conductivity or molar conductance is given? Lambda m. M stands for molar. So it is the conductance of all the ions produced in the entire solution, means 1 mole solution, which contains 1 mole of an electrolyte. How many number of ions are produced? All that, because of that all ions, how much is the conductance is called as molar conductivity. Or we can define it as, it is the conductance of the volume of the solution containing 1 mole of electrolyte. This is very important. When we are considering molar conductivity, means the quantity of the electrolyte should be 1 mole kept between 2 electrodes with area of cross section A and distance of unit length, means how much should be the length, either 1 meter or 1 centimeter like this, but it should be unit length. Unit means 1. It is denoted by lambda m. Now relation between molar conductivity. Relation between molar conductivity and specific conductivity and concentration of the solution, which can be given as lambda m is equal to K upon C. Now K is kappa, that is conductivity, and C is concentration, conductivity or specific conductivity. So lambda m is nothing but molar conductivity is equal to specific conductivity divided by concentration of the solution. Now relation between molar conductivity, specific conductivity and volume of the solution, as 1 by C is equal to capital V, that is volume, So we can replace this concentration term as volume. So lambda m is equal to K into V. Now these two relations are with concentration and volume. So with concentration lambda m is equal to K by C, whereas with volume lambda m is equal to K into V. Now again these two are useful for solving the problems. Now we have already seen molar conductivity is equal to, now here also there is a little bit change in symbol. So please take the symbol as lambda m, that is cap m, like this. So lambda m is equal to K by C, considering this as equation number 1. In the above equation, if K is expressed, that is specific conductivity is expressed in Simon per meter and concentration is expressed in mole per meter cube, then 1 mole per meter cube, as we know that 1 mole per meter cube is equal to 1000 liter per meter cube into molarity, that is mole per liter. Hence lambda m can be given as, please take this symbol as lambda m. It should be lambda m. So lambda m is equal to K upon 1000 into m. Now what is the unit of K? K is expressed as Simon per meter. K is expressed as Simon per meter and concentration is expressed in mole per meter cube. But what is mole per meter cube? Is nothing but 1000 liter into liter divided by meter cube. Sorry, there is one mistake. Meter raised to minus 3 is written, but it should be meter raised to plus 3, as we have taken bar here. So liter per meter cube it should be. There should not be any bar in this. Please check it and please do the correction. Into molarity, which is given as capital M, that is mole per liter. So by considering all this unit, you will get the final unit as Simon meter square per mole. Because this is meter raised to minus 1, this is meter cube, meter raised to minus 3. When it will go to the numerator, it will become meter square. Simon meter square, and mole will be written, mole will be remain as it is, because this is per liter and liter will get cancelled. So what is the final unit? Simon meter square per mole. This value can be given as K upon 1000 divided by 1000 into m. If K is expressed in Simon per centimeter and concentration is expressed in mole per centimeter cube, then what will be the value? Lambda m is equal to K into 1000 divided by m. Again, if you see the units and cancel the similar units, you will get the final unit as Simon per centimeter square mole raised to minus 1, that is per mole. So SI unit of molar conductivity can be given as Simon meter square per mole, or CGS unit can be given as Simon centimeter square per mole. As molar conductivity is there, molar conductivity per mole should be there compulsory. Then 1 Simon meter square per mole is given as 10 to the power 4 Simon centimeter square per mole, and 1 Simon centimeter square per mole can be given as 10 to the power minus 4 Simon meter square per mole. These are again interconvertible units. Now, how molar conductivity changes with dilution? molar conductivity increases with increase in dilution. Means as the concentration of the solution decreases, or if we dilute the solution, molar conductivity increases. Now this question, this can be asked for 1 mark. How molar conductivity varies with concentration. So for that, note is important. Now, variation of molar conductivity with concentration can be given for weak electrolyte and strong electrolyte. You can refer the textbook also. This graph is given in the textbook. Now, what is taken on x-axis? X-axis is concentration in mole per liter. Now, this is square root of molar concentration is taken on x-axis, and on y-axis molar conductivity is taken in centimeter. That is Simon centimeter square per mole. Now, if you see for weak electrolyte like acetic acid which partially dissociates, then the graph comes like a curve. Okay, and for strong electrolyte like KCl which dissociates completely, even for HCl, it gives a sharp line which is coming down. Okay, so this graph is also important because in one question paper it is asked for 1 mark. Now, limiting molar conductivity. The conductivity of electrolytic solution at infinite dilution, means when we dilute it without calculating, then what is the conductivity of the electrolytic solution is called as limiting molar conductivity. The conductivity of electrolytic solution at infinite dilution is called limiting molar conductivity. Now, based on this limiting molar conductivity, we have to study one law that is called as Colrosch law. So, what is this law is called as law of independent migration of ions. Independent means how independently the ions migrate. Migrate means move. So it states that the molar conductance of an electrolyte at infinite dilution, just see here, infinite dilution means nothing but what? Limiting molar conductivity, is equal to the sum of the ionic conductances of respective cations and anions. Now, why here 2 ions are given? Because in any electrolyte always there is one cation and one anion. So, depending on the number of ions, how these ions are moving when it is diluted infinitely, then that is called as what? Limiting molar conductivity. And such limiting molar conductivity of respective cations and anions is called as what? Colrosch law. So again, one more statement we can give it as, it states that limiting molar conductivity, now instead of using the conductance of an electrolyte at infinite dilution, the word used is limiting molar conductivity of an electrolyte can be represented as, how it can be represented? As the sum means addition of the individual contributions of the cation and anion of the electrolyte. Means both the ions, sum of the individual molar conductivity is considered for both the ions. Now this statement can be asked for 2 marks. State Colrosch law. So this statement, either of these two, 1 or 2, either this statement or this statement, we can write, you can write any one of this, but be perfect in the words. Otherwise, if you miss any of the word, you will lose 2 marks. So example is given. If lambda naught, that is limiting molar conductivity, and lambda naught of Na plus, that is sodium plus ions, cations, and chloride minus ions are the limiting molar conductivities of sodium and chloride ions respectively. Then the limiting molar conductivity of total sodium chloride solution is, that is electrolyte, is lambda naught m of NaCl is given as sum of the individual contributions, that is lambda naught m of Na plus and lambda naught of Cl minus. So in general, if an electrolyte on dissociation gives V plus cations and V minus anions, then its limiting molar conductivity is given as sum of the individual contributions, that is lambda naught m, which is known as limiting molar conductivity of that electrolyte, is equal to V plus, that is number of ions, into lambda naught plus, means limiting molar conductivity of cations, plus this is number of ions, that is anions, V minus, and this is limiting molar conductivity of anions. Okay. So please go through the formula once again, refer the textbook, and we will solve the problems based on this. So what are the, how Kohlrausch law can be applicable and where it is applicable? It is used to determine the molar conductivity of any electrolyte, that is especially weak electrolyte, which cannot be determined by any other method. Then it is used to determine the degree of dissociation, that is alpha. This term we have used, we have studied in last year. And the dissociation constant, that is Ka, for weak electrolyte, that is especially weak acid like acetic acid. So this we can determine by using the Kohlrausch law. Now how it can be given mathematically for weak electrolyte at any concentration C. What is the concentration? Unknown concentration. So unknown concentration is considered as what? Small c. And if alpha is the degree of dissociation, means how much it dissociates, that capacity is called as alpha is the degree of dissociation. Then again there is a small change in symbol. The symbol should be like this: alpha is equal to lambda m divided by lambda naught m. It should be taken as lambda m and lambda naught m. Okay. Now what is alpha? Alpha is degree of dissociation. Please just see here. Here it is printed as E, but instead of E it should be taken as lambda. Okay. And A should be taken as alpha. So alpha is the degree of dissociation. Then lambda m is given, it is known as molar conductance at any concentration C, and lambda naught m is nothing but what? Limiting molar conductivity, means the conductivity at infinite dilution. Okay. Then again this formula is used to solve the problem, which is application of Kohlrausch law. But we know that for weak electrolyte, this is already we have studied last year. Okay. For weak electrolyte like acetic acid, Ka, that is dissociation constant, is equal to C into alpha square. C into alpha square divided by 1 minus alpha. This is we have studied in the topic equilibrium. If you want, you can refer the textbook and just see the formula. Ka is given as C alpha square divided by 1 minus alpha. So if we substitute the value of alpha according to this equation, then we can write it as C lambda square m divided by lambda naught square into 1 minus lambda m divided by lambda naught m. So this is, we will substitute only the value of alpha here. Okay. So the whole solution, whole term comes as Ka is equal to C lambda m square divided by lambda naught m minus lambda naught m into lambda naught m minus lambda m. So this is nothing but what? The Kohlrausch law for weak electrolyte, and this is called as mathematical expression for the Kohlrausch law. I hope you understood. So today we have learnt many more terms which are interrelated and which are similar. So please go through once again through the all the terms and their mathematical expression. Please read it carefully. Okay, thank you.